This is day 1 of our challenge, so I'll start by saying a big hello and thanks for taking the time out to come along and learn about the basics of house sitting. It's good to have you here. So, I know some of you have already had your first sits. You've maybe looked after pets for family and friends, and some of you have even joined up to websites, but there's a fair number of you with no idea about house sitting at all, so I'm going to start right at the very beginning. As we work through these 5 days, we'll be moving towards creating your online profile. And again, if you've already created one, you'll get some tips on how to possibly improve it. Make it stand out above the competition. We're going to follow the format of a trusted house sitter's profile, mainly because it's laid out in a very logical way, and the information you'll pull together can then be used on theirs or on other platforms too. You can simply manipulate the text to fit the website's requirements. I should say here, just in case anyone is at the absolute beginning of looking at house sitting, there are a number of different house sitting websites or platforms. Some international, some regional or even country based, and this is where you'll mainly be looking for your house sit assignments once you get started. But more about that tomorrow when we'll be looking at the different sites available. The first question you are asked to consider when you set up a trusted house sitter's profile is, why do I want to house sit? And that's sometimes a difficult question to answer. You've got to find the balance between what you want from this exchange and what the homeowners need. And we'll take a look at this a bit more in a moment. But right now, I don't want you to think about your typical profile answer to this question. I want you to consider really, why do you want to become a house sitter? What's the motivation behind you wanting to explore this lifestyle or vacation choice? The reason it's important is because it's the first part of identifying your expectations. Matching your needs with the homeowner's needs is key to creating a happy, successful outcome for everyone, including the pets. People house sit for many different reasons. It could be as simple as wanting an alternative travel experience where you live more like a local, do some slow travel, spend some time getting to know a destination and its culture. Or to be part of the sharing economy, giving back while you travel. You might want to try out a new area before becoming an expat. If I were considering moving to another country, I'd certainly be doing this now, having had a couple of bad experiences buying in Spain and France after just holidaying in the area. You might want to make retirement income go further, or you might even want to retire early, to travel the world enjoying all those experiences you haven't had the time or money to do while you've been working and raising families. If you're not yet on the property ladder, you might want to save money on accommodation while you save for a deposit on a house. Some younger people see this as a very viable option, especially in Australia at the moment. But the 2 biggest reasons why house sitting is becoming more and more popular are firstly that people see it as a way to save money on travel accommodation, allowing their travel budgets to go much, much further. And secondly, that if you're a location-independent person like us, a remote worker or a digital nomad, then it can provide you rent-free living so you're not under so much pressure while creating or sustaining your remote income. So, I think we can all agree that it makes travel or location-independent living more affordable. What it doesn't do is make it free. This is something to consider carefully. There's no such thing as free world travel. There's free rent, there's free accommodation, but there are also many different associated costs that are not free. These would include things like flights or travel costs getting to and from a destination. Getting to a remote house sit, for instance, can often be expensive, and you won't find a tourist bus or a hotel shuttle to drop you at the door. Then there's visa costs, vaccinations, food, car rental, and of course your time, and that shouldn't ever be underestimated. House sitting comes with responsibilities and they will take time depending on the number of pets. Also depends on the size of the property, the location, the climate, and you'll have to dedicate some time each day to the tasks associated with the house sit. Again, this can vary from nothing much more than you do at home to hours each day, maybe preparing specialist pet food, maintaining the property, the pool, or even doing a bit of gardening. Now, I don't want to put anyone off house sitting, that's not my intention at all. It's a wonderful lifestyle and vacation option. But as the industry grows, it's so important that new house sitters realise exactly what's involved. Don't just get tempted by attractive sales messages of free travel and the like. Once you know what to expect, then you're less likely to be disappointed. It's a bit like online dating, I guess. You're trying to find the perfect match, except your date is the homeowner and their possessions and pets. So, getting back to the challenge, firstly I'd like you to answer that question and be honest about why you really want to house sit. How do you think it will benefit you? How do you think it will benefit your family if you have one, and benefit your lifestyle? At this point, I'd like you to create a Word document, or you could use some other editor, so that you can start typing your answers to the challenge questions, or if you prefer writing, just use a notepad. All of this information is going to be relevant to creating your profile later in the week. And if you're happy to share, type your answers in the Facebook post below this video. And if you've got any questions, ask those too. I'll be around for the next hour or so, and I'm happy to dip in and out all through the day, so anything that you've got to ask, just pop it in the post. Next, we'll be looking at your needs and expectations, and we're actually doing that today as well because we've got a lot to fit in this week, so I'll see you later.